Good evening, Benson. How are you? Good to see you, and thank you very, very much for renewing your streak. You never have to, and I always appreciate it when people do. Spoils me to high heaven. But a whole year! Wow, I really gotta get on those sub badges then. A whole year. Woot! For sure. Woot! Oh, you. There we go. So, good evening, everybody. You'll have to let me know if you can hear the fan in the background as we go. I'm getting really hot down here, and partly that it's due that I'm just still kicking in this bug, but also I looked and it was 25 in the basement and I hadn't even sat down to work yet. So, today's plan, this evening's plan, is I don't have much plan. No, just kidding. I never have much plan. How's that new? Today's plan is to take a look at the space we have and decide where we want to put in a villager harvested, that's probably the best word I could think of, a villager harvested carrot farm. Most likely just over on this side because we've got most of our farms and stuff over here to begin with, so I will block off a lot of that, but hoping to try and figure out how to get it semi-chunk aligned this time around. Hello, Poodle Pirate, good to see you!
Hello?
Hello? Hello! You're slow, silly bot, you're slow. Okay, let me just, where did I miss? There we go, settings. Reset. Platforms. What I'm actually wanting to do is reset all the hellos, because I didn't get that part done. There we go, so probably a couple other hellos as we go. I don't recognize the cool little horse, though, that's neat. Let me see, which horse is this? Oh! This is not a horse, it's a dog, sorry, I've never actually used that one. So that's pretty cool.
Hello?
Hi! There we go. Hello, we're glad you're here. So this morning, sorry, let me back up. As you can tell, I'm still getting over my bug. It seems to have been a really nasty sinus infection. So yeah, I'm on antibiotics for it and such. But that does mean that sometimes due to being stuffed up and so on, you'll hear my voice change a little bit. And we'll get a few extra, a few extra hydrates in, which reminds me I need to set hydrate. Where's my button for that? Nope, wrong one. This one. There we go. One water. So you'll get a few more hydrates around for everybody else. See, there we go.
Hello.
And... Hello. And then, if you suddenly see the microphone, see the face cam disappear, or the microphone mute, or both, it's just because I have disappeared for a coughing fit. They're few and far between, and thankfully I didn't have one this morning, but
Hello there.
you never know when they're going to pop in. So, just thought I'd give you guys a heads up on that one right away. So if you suddenly get slammed with a BRB screen with no explanation, it's because I'm in the middle of going to be having a huge coughing fit, and I don't want to do that on stream. And I have... Oh, okay. I was like trying to figure out what the entity was that was just floating around. I don't really care that it doesn't want to pick that one up, but it's odd that it doesn't. Anyway, neither here or there. Where are we now? So my basic, super basic plan for this afternoon is to grab a whole bunch of blocks and put together a carrot farm. That's not a carrot farm. I was talking about doing, whatever this is, an axe. There we go. Thanks. Excuse me. I was talking about doing an axe and going and chopping mangrove trees, and we'll see if we get to that. But I think first thing we probably need is a good amount more of stone. If I can figure out where I put my stone boxes. Nope. And from there, we're going to see about building just a generic farm, as I said, with villagers and that sort of 9 yards. So we're going to need, there's probably more stone than I need. Probably glass, I think. I gave Poodle all my bee things, so we'll have to figure out that part later. Let's see. Fences, yeah, sure. I have birch, I'll use birch. It's not... Beats building with it, right? May need those. Actually, I can come back for that. What else? Dirt. Yes. Can't build a farm without dirt. Although... I could probably use the dirt I've got. So let's grab some of the hoppers. I think I need a bazillion of those. And do I have all of... I thought I had chests. Where did I put the chests? You make a million chests, then you don't know where you put them, silly. Goodness. Think this one through. Think. I used to have a bunch in Precious Box. 9 will do. I'm pretty sure I won't even need that many. But I find if I don't take extras, I always wonder where they are when I want them. Okay, everything seems to be in half decent order here. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to need rails and minecarts. This one. And some rails. I will need more rails and more minecarts than that, but that'll be for villager transport point. We're not going to be there for a while. Composter, we'll need that. I think that's everything. My brain keeps saying I need trapdoors for something, but I can't for the life of me remember what. I don't know. Alright. I'm just trying to wing it. Oh, I'm gonna go walking away without the dirt I meant. I'm gonna have to hire somebody here to sort things just because I can never bother to actually do it. Okay, 1, 2, let's try this. That should be more than enough. Bees fly! Use your brain, fly! There we go. Now my thought is at some point I will have bees involved, but they will actually this time around get sealed in because I don't need them flying loose all over the place. So, ooh, that sounds like a good deal. I might have to take you up on that, Benson. And if you're going to ask me, where do you want it? That's a good question. I do not know. So you're welcome to wing it, as long as I know where things are. Where is it? Or as long as you tell me where I can find things. How's that? That works better. So, I know this part is not chunk aligned. I'm just going to need to fill it in because it's going to drive me crazy if I don't. And then we'll see what we can do to mark out the chunks. I'm going to have to kind of guess on the map because something I've got in the quality of life mods is unfortunately making it so that I cannot actually see the chunk lines that are built into the game. I'm sure I could probably get something on Mini-HUD to probably look it up, but I haven't actually explored that. I just sort of figured I'd go with it and wing it. Because this is not one where I need to worry about hoppers disappearing, or not hoppers, sorry, minecarts disappearing or anything like that. The one minecart I've got is going to be stationary anyway. Making the assumption, we will try at least to start with the assumption that that a villager will be able to harvest enough of the carrots quick enough before they do despawning thing. In one of my previous farms that was not the case, and I don't understand quite why that was, but the villagers just disappeared. Not villagers, sorry.
Hello
Hey,
there.
Scrublord, how you doing? Welcome back. Good to see you guys. I'm getting all my friends today, it's awesome. I so rarely cancel a stream that when I come back and all my friends show up, it's pretty cool. So today, as I mentioned earlier, we are doing a will be doing a very basic carrot farm. I thought I would just stick with a manual farm, but if I get villagers to do it for me, then 9 chances out of 10 they're actually going to harvest faster anyways and replant faster. So I'm well aware that I'm going to have virtually 100% loss to start with, because I'm not going to bother filling any villagers up with carrots in advance. I see you, zombie. You must be under our feet. Wow, that's just a little bit of hay. Make hay while the sun shines, I guess. What have I got for bone meal? Oh yeah, we're doing fine. Alright. So the style I'm planning to use is just one of the ones where you've got a villager penned off to the side. Poor guy is going to starve but doesn't die, thankfully. And then you've got a villager who's intent on feeding said other villager. And we'll see how well that goes. The idea being, if you trap some bees in bee boxes inside that, then they're going to pollinate as they go, which makes the harvesting process a little bit faster. It's an old format, as in like 1.15 is when I first heard about it. But of that full version. Prior to that, I just hadn't been doing the bees portion. Scrublord says, my day's been going well. Thanks, spending some time with my brother and his family. My nephew is absolutely adorable. Do you mind, if you don't mind my asking, roughly how old is your nephew? We've got one who's like 1, and then his older sister is 3, and my goodness, he is cute as a button. His sister, on the other hand, handful and a half, and has been since day 1. But other than that, Benson, since you've had a chance to pop in, how has your day been going? And I'm curious to know, did you have the same kind of coffee for your early morning one as you did last week, or did you end up with something else? I think last week you were all about the espresso pulls, so I'm curious what you're up to this week. Pardon me, I had coffee this morning. Yeah, that's my usual thing. But I did not stick with having coffee this afternoon just because coffee does what coffee does, and I didn't particularly need my system getting more dehydrated at the moment, so. Cool. Yeah, quite a neat little set of nieces and nephews. That's awesome. Sometimes little kids do really cute things as well. Like, I mean, they are cute to begin with, and whether or not that's an evolutionary thing, I'm glad to say that I am very susceptible to the cute babies thing. You definitely will get not so cute babies, and I mean, it's not a complete guarantee that every baby on the planet's going to be cute, but the vast majority of them I find really cute. From what I gather, last I saw, Scrublord had posted some pictures in Dadcraft's Discord of some of the views from where he was at, and my goodness, they're gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Aside from me still sounding absolutely dreadful, I shouldn't say absolutely, but sounding pretty dreadful with this whole head cold nonsense, things have sort of returned to normal around our house because my son's getting better as well, so he went back to school today, which was kind of nice, just to have a bit more of a break from that. But it's funny because the very first day they've gone back to school, and then they come home after school, and even if he had to stay a little bit later for some optional, like the teacher offered optional review for some of their courses so that they could actually do okay on our provincial achievement tests. And my son stayed for that, but it still felt for me like it was a very short day. So he got home after school and I was thinking, oh my goodness, you home already? Which is a good thing, but I had gotten myself wrapped up in looking at Minecraft stuff and didn't even realize what time it was. Awesome. we've got some pretty nice open spaces, but Murphy's Law, we live in just the right dip of the country that it's harder to get a good shot of the foothills unless you're actually on the road, which is not the best place to be. In terms of standing and taking pictures. Busy day today for Benson. Had to run errands and tried the old coffee shop. It wasn't the best, to the point that you drove all the way to your current favorite for good coffee. Ooh. So the old favorite coffee shop has gone downhill. That's too bad. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, our old favorite coffee shop used to be a Starbucks location in our neighborhood because the staff there were really nice, and they get to know you and they know who hangs around and what you like and so on. So pretty much you got there and you'd be able to hand them your reusable mug and they knew exactly what it was. You didn't even have to say most days. But unfortunately, that particular location left, and then the nearest one it feels dumb to drive because it's so close. The staff, in my experience, aren't as personable as the other location had been. And the staff, you ask, or I asked them for what I wanted, and it turned out that they had no clue what I was talking about. Which I didn't know at the time. In between, one of the coffees had changed names. And so, yeah, it was a little different. A little awkward. Okay, so let's see. What do I want to mark this with? I'm gonna grab a shovel. Okay, so let's try and guess. Okay, so at the end of that weird little patch to begin with, it's one spot. And one block down from there, which means we can triangulate that. Oops. So that will be the edge of that chunk. Okay, and just to the right of this little one block over here before it changes color. Let's try that again. Yep. So we should have 16, I think. The old coffee shop has switched owners and it isn't nearly as personal as it used to be. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. This chunk is 16, right? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, that seems about right. Making the assumption that I calculated that right, that should be the maximum of a chunk. Which means as long as I stay on or in that space, it should be fine. Yeah. So our current fave shop wasn't close enough to make it worth driving to, but if you walk, by the time you go out and back, at Fantastic Sherlock Fox's speed, it was 2 hours. Like, 2 hours to go out, get the coffee, and come back. So I'm not really sure I'm a huge fan of that. Yeah, the second, I could see that. Because we usually had to use our reusable mugs, because it was pre-COVID at the time, for the one that we liked better. And they couldn't actually have it going, but you knew that if they were running low on a pot or whatever, there'd be a new one already brewing. There, just... I don't care, that'll work. Alright. Apparently there was one in our old neighborhood that was supposed to be pretty good, but it didn't survive very well either. Most of the ones that Fantastic Sherlock Fox and I like tend to be franchises, which don't always do that great long term, which is kind of a shame.
2, 4, 6, 8, everybody hydrate!
Hey Leroy, thank you very much for the hydrate, I appreciate it. Yum. Thank you. Good to see you. Good to see everybody. Let me just bounce my tests. Hello! Hello! Oh, we're getting out of the weeds. That's good to hear. I'm glad to be back. The hydrate is very much appreciated. Your timing was perfect, actually, because I would have had to give everybody a free hydrate as well if that wasn't the case. But I'm back enough to try and build some very basic stuff and hope I don't have a coughing fit. So, yeah, we did well this morning, but every once in a while my voice went a little gravelly and I had to blank the screen once just to cough a bit, but it wasn't too bad. So I'm playing around this afternoon with trying to take it easy, do a little bit of chattering, and build a villager harvested carrot farm. And you can see that it's offset from the other 3 farms because this one is supposed to be chunk aligned, whereas those ones are not. And I could move those, but I'm just being lazy about it because there's rail underneath I don't really like dealing with. I'm glad. Thank you very much. I've been hanging out in Leroy's Discord as well, and it's a great place to be, nice warm folks and so forth. But it sounds like he's got some pretty cool ideas coming up for his streams as well. Thanks, Fantastic Sherlock Fox, for catching that one for me. Perfect. Okay. Let's start with the standard part of building a generic farm. Ooh, I guess I might want a hoe could be useful. So if I start with the generic farm, then we can move on from there into adding the extras, as in villagers and so on. Kind of hard to actually have a farm that's functional without A, bucket of water. That's probably why I was carrying a bucket this morning. And B, a source of seeds. So I'm hoping I didn't spend every single last carrot I own. If I did, this could be a real big pain in the backside. Nope, I did not. So I can't say I left many. Oops. Alright. So, let's put the golden ones over there for a second. So the intent at some future point is to round up some bees and put the bees in there for extra pollination, but to start with we'll just go without. There we are. That's what I'm looking for. Yay! So you guys will have to let me know if you can hear the fan in the background. I was loath to put it on because I didn't want people to hear it, but we'll have to see where we're going from here in terms of being able to get things done without it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This should be 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's a little bit deep. Water underneath. We know this drill, right? We're all familiar with this drill. Okay, and let's put this one on top. Oh, that's not going to work. I don't want to do that. There, that'll work better. Let's change this one up. No, because I said so, no. Okay, so we can only do 4 from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Watching and learning. Oh, okay. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I think. 2, 3, 4, yeah. So, I'm lazy, I just like to build things in triangles. I can get the usual size largest farm I can. 3, 4, 5. And I don't know why I always do it this way. It's just habit, I suppose, more than anything else. I can get the sizes figured out. 3, 4. So as long as I build it within, as I say, within this outer space, then we've got plenty of flexibility without it going See, I just messed that up again. That's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll go jump on that one and we'll be fine. Boink. Oh, come on. Seriously? Thank you. Great. This way I can do a manual hand-run farm while I'm in the process of building the rest of it. And then we'll maybe have a carrot or two. The purpose for the carrots is we're going to need a lot more villagers and carrots and villagers, or carrots and villager farming. Farming? No, breeding. Seemed to work well. All right. That's gonna bug me. Like, okay, 1, 2, 3. At least 3. Okay, let's take this one and that one. And that one, sure. Picky, 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 I am. Alright, so we've got a bit of something going while we do the rest of the project. Too much dirt. Time to go grab a junk bin. Today's music is coming to you courtesy of a gentleman by the name of Laser Dice. And he is basically a streamer or a content creator himself, and supposedly wanted to give back to the community, so all of the music he creates is free for streamers, so I'm giving it a try to see what I think. The list we have today is an all-genre mix from him, so I'm just shuffling that up and see how it goes. What do I got in here? Mushrooms, okay. That'll work for now. Bees are the best, yes. I'm totally looking forward to adding bees to this one, but that will be bee, but a bit of a future project. Let's see, where do I want to put the villager? Do I care? Center thing, okay. So, there. Oops, nope. This part's all from memory. I haven't done this part in a while, so we'll have to see. Last time I built one of these, I had, how many seasons ago was it? 2, maybe 3 seasons ago, I think? Anyway, not super relevant. Trying to decide if I want, yeah, okay, I'm gonna need copper there, and there, and there. Then the rail cart stuff I hate so much. They're always fussy to get going the way you want. Okay, now this one, perfect. And fencing. Okay. And first then. I don't know how well that's going to work. Might impede vision. We'll have to see. But we're going to try and see if we can get ourselves a villager in a hole he can't hop out of. And I will change up these blocks, but I want to make sure that I got everybody in before I start messing with it. Alrighty, so a lot of people do this part differently. So not everybody, as I say, not everybody does it exactly the same. Oh, I'm not going to need that. I need to spread it out. This one, this one. So a bunch of people do things different around the edges. And a lot of people say, put dandelions down for, you know, dandelion honey and all that. I like the concept. I think I might just instead go with the poppies just because I want to be different. Interesting, I didn't realize I had it shifted that far. Okay, so eventually we're going to close this in with, what do you call it? Close it in with fences and things. Let's start. Yeah. So I made a boo-boo. There we go. That's what I wanted. So that's not going to work here. Unless... yeah, why not? Because I can. This one... doo-doo-doo. Okay, good, it came out. Okay, so there is... if I read this correctly, a villager in there. 1, 2... yeah, that'll work. I can just come over here, see what the carrots are up to, and let's fence the whole sucker in. Oops. And that's completely the wrong side. Not what I meant to do. But I'll just put the villager on this backside. Yeah, that makes no sense. Rinse and repeat and change it up. Who is the winner? The new winner is Scrublord. Scrublord is the champion of the hill. Yay! All right. So, 1, 2. That'll work better. So I put it on the wrong end. That's okay. You can do it again.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Where'd that come from? Hang on a sec. Empty the hill. Oh, would you rather? Okay, I can handle that. Like, I thought I disabled part of that. I didn't. All right. So, Scrublord has asked for a Would You Rather Harry Potter edition. I'm just loading up the Kindle app. Interesting. I think I hit the wrong app. We'll see what comes up. Oh. It's trying to install itself when it's already installed. Okay. So we've got a series of Would You Rathers. Harry Potter themed, and oops, let's go up half. Nope. And today's theme is just past. We read that one. Oops. Okay, this way. Yes, we did that one as well. Okay. So the theme that we've got right now appears to be magical creatures. The Would You Rather have a chat with Firenze the Centaur, or gaze into the mirror of Erised. And that's the mirror that gives you your deepest desire. So would you rather have a talk with Firenze the sort of cryptic centaur, or gaze into the mirror of Erised? No mirror is always a bad option. I like that. I mean, I don't know. I find it kind of amusing that Dumbledore lies about what he sees in the mirror. because he sees himself with a big pair of woolly socks. Now, I mean, that appeals to me as a sock maker, but that's not all that helpful. Dangerous game. The mirror? So my question, I guess, follow-up with that would be, if you did want to talk to the centaur, what would you like to have as your conversation topic? That's, I mean, it's interesting because if I was to talk about, wanting to know about the future, my concern would be that he'd be all cryptic and then warning me not to actually be interested in the future and so on. But I don't know what else I'd talk with him about. Okay, first, I want to do it this way. No, let's go with what I've got. Go with what I know. There we go. And just in case something gets out of place, we can put one up there. Scrublord would talk to the mirror. What do you think you would see, Scrublord? I'm curious. You don't have to say, though, because if it really is your, supposedly the deepest desire of your heart, well, then I don't really know if it's really appropriate for me to ask that question. But, you saw okay, if you were claiming to see something silly in the mirror of Erised, what would it be? How's that? There, that's probably a safer one. One of the YouTube video makers I watch a lot repeatedly uses the term, the quote about it doesn't do to dwell on dreams and forget to live. And that's related to the Mirror of Erised as well. Okay, so I need to put a gate on that top part, I think. And then grab a bed as well. We have a bazillion beds, so I'm not too bothered by that. Are they here? No, I think the beds are back in the other room. That's a good thought. I don't know what the centaur, how well it would work to have a conversation with a centaur. Okay, that one, this one can go. So short term, we'd end up with mobs in the farm. But long term, I can't plant flowers if I don't. If I turn it into path blocks. What have we got? This one? Aw. Darn it. I forgot. I don't have a fortune. Oh, silly me. Okay. I said I wanted to do poppies. Let's get that part out of the road. Well, there's just a little bit of iron here for now. That's a nice change. Honestly, I think it'd be just me a bit in the future. Small house, garden, pretty far out, either on like a mountain or plains type area. That is actually an interesting point, is whether or not what you see in the Mirror of Erised would change over time as your interests change. Something to think about. I'm being silly here. I'm not going to turn those into blocks, though, because we need to trade them up fairly soon. So I'll just leave them. I came back for the poppies, right? Yes. Okay. What else do we need before we get to the poppies? I know what I need. Slabs. No. Do I want to do stone? No, let's give it something interesting. I kind of wish I had more acacia, then I'd give it a carrot orange roof, right? That would make plenty of sense, but I don't have acacia. So I guess, since I have a bazillion of them, it's birch slab time. And I'm going to grab these trapdoors for the inside. And I'm going to need, to start with, at least one shroom light. Actually, could I? Do I have jack-o'-lanterns? I do not, but I have enough. Okay, that's probably what I'll do better instead. Okay, so I'm not going to need that. A good dream. Yeah, it does sound like an awesome idea. I will admit I'm a Monty Python fan, so first thing that occurred to me out of that was getting cutting down or getting a bush, making a nice little path down the middle with a good little creek flowing down the side. Creek in the backyard would be cool. Let's take those. Need at least 81. I need 36, sorry, I've miscalculated completely. And then actually 8 times 4 is 32. Yeah, something like that. And it's that many I'll do. Whatever I got, that'll work. Shrubbery, exactly. This morning's crazy thing I could not remember the term for was or I could not have explained very well, was a parlor. Trying to explain what a parlor is kind of an interesting concept these days. And I need... You're kidding me. Excuse me just one second. We're going to come back with a hydrate for everybody.
2, 4, 6, 8, everybody hydrate!
A quick readjustment of my mic. Because it was in the edge of the shot and it's bothering me. There we go. Alright, much better. And ended up in the dark. That's probably not the best place to be. Seven ounces of water this stream. I think I must have not reset it after the previous stream. Okay. What did I want? Oh, right, pumpkins. The reason I said gur is because my favorite pair of shears is off at the other side. I left the toolbox out. So instead, do you think I have enough beds? There we go. So let's grab a pair of shears, and we're going to need a bed. Classic white, why not? And a pair of shears. Let's just get these pumpkins cut up. Apparently I can't seem to place pumpkins today. Wow. Hello, sir. I don't want to hit you with the shears. Can you please move? Thank you. I figure I might as well go with my signature borders. So when I'm building farms, what I very frequently do is surround the entire outside with jack-o'-lanterns. More because I can rather than I should. So that's what I've done with the pumpkin melon farm over here. I didn't bother with the wheat ones because they have a glass. But I probably won't do it on this one as well because it does work. Or it will serve the purpose, and then it gets that orange factor in there that I was looking for. Because I think I only need 32 pumpkins, I think, or 32, what do you call them? what do you call them things? You know, the jack-o'-lanterns. There we go. See? Wow, my memory's like a fish lately. You know, I quite like real-life gardening. I actually am way behind for planting for this year. Way, way behind. Haven't got anything in. Haven't actually cleaned out last year's deadfall yet. Part of it was I was going to do it on, I remember when I was going to, first weekend in May or something like that, and got sidetracked. There was something that came up. And then the next week was Mother's Day weekend, and that was, I'd say busy for me, but not necessarily super busy because technically it's my weekend, but that's when we all started coming down with bugs. So that didn't go over very well. 39. All right. There was some excess stuff. And then the weekend after that was our long weekend, which I was just too sick to do anything with. So I'm very behind, and it shows, as in like the garden doesn't feel very good for me to sit out in, just because I haven't got anything going and growing. Though Fantastic Chalk Fox at least has remembered to mow it, which is really helpful. And at some point, if I'm organized, we'll get ourselves a weed torch and clean up the long grass. It's not supposed to grow under your deck, but you know, we've had the house long enough that the weed fabric is kind of shot, and the grasses are definitely growing through over there. There we go. Actually, I used to have just a series of cedar planters and a bunch of rail boxes, like over on our deck railings, but just have expanded that. Last year, the very first time for me at least, I expanded that to being the rail boxes, and like, so we kept the rail boxes, I guess is what I'm trying to say, and then moved to a, I guess you could say raised garden, I suppose. I didn't really think about that. But yeah, I think it's a raised garden, and it's not raised very high, so it's more or less in ground with a big lip on it, I guess is probably a better way of putting it. And it's my first year doing it that way. I mean, that's what I grew up with, but my mom spent quite a long time putting in her patio stones to make the edge to work with, and we went with a recycled superwood type of material, which is great. The only problem was it's more flexible than I originally planned, so the garden is sliding, which means that I need to go out there and dig out everything that's in front of the board, and then realign the front as best I can, based on whatever warps we've got now, and you know, get one of those, what do you call it, plumb line. So I have to pretty much get a plumb line down and see if we can straighten things up, and then sledgehammer in some sort of rebar to hold the thing in place, which is a bit of a pain in the neck. I mean, it's doable, but it's just annoying. You know, one of those types of projects that you plan one thing and it just grows and grows and grows. And I was short a couple of lanterns. Yeah, so it's basically in ground for practical purposes. I do still have several pots that are separate. Did I use... oh man. Well, let's see. I think I just composted the extra pumpkins. Which I can go get more from the main yard. But I just don't want to have to. Yep. Yep. Oh well. Silly oopsies. There we go. So yeah, I really do enjoy the gardening. Usually we do basic stuff like some tomatoes and a few pickles and stuff. Nothing uber exciting. But the kids love it, to eat the pickles. That's the big thing. We usually do tomatoes because then they can munch on those. And And it's more of an experiment beyond that because I've never really been much of a green thumb. Even though I've done this for several years, I'm still not much of a green thumb. So it's whatever we get out of it each year. And sometimes it works well and sometimes it doesn't work all that well. A lot of it has to do with the weather that we get because sometimes it can be super hot and you'll need to water every day or every second day. Whereas if it turns out that we're going on vacation for some reason or other, which we are this year, so then I need that time that we're away covered to make sure that we can actually get something out of the garden. Or otherwise it'll go all dry. So Fantastic Shaw Fox correctly says, you know, I shouldn't pick something that's too picky on its water intensiveness, water needs this year. Just going to run across, make sure I got them all. Because we're going to be out of the country for at least 2 weeks in August and probably several days in July toward the end. So we'll see how that goes. I think you're right. The other thing I like about gardening is that it's something that you can do where you spend a lot of time waiting, right? People wait and wait and wait and wait when they garden. And then finally it's all the waiting is over and there's your produce or whatever you've grown and it's great. I prefer gardening vegetables over flowers by a huge margin. My kids are kind of annoyed at that sometimes because they like flowers too. But the thing is, they don't like putting in a whole lot of effort. So if they were repeatedly putting in effort, I'd be more willing to do flowers. But we'll see. What I mean by that is sometimes there are certain kinds of flowers, like marigolds, for example, that will be incredibly helpful to your garden with regards to, say, attracting pests to the flowers rather than to your plant roots and stuff. And that's, I'd say, a win-win-win all around. So I might be able to put in something like marigolds. I don't really like the smell of them, but could be worse. Okay. Somehow I picked up watermelon slices. That's not what I intended. Okay, this should be... Yeah, there we go. I'm hopping in like I actually expect to get the dirt back. Yeah, not so much. Let's throw those over here. There you go. All right. We should be good for lighting. We should be good for that. So I think we're basically ready to put villagers and stuff in. I think I'd rather have a carpet in there. And I need to cover off the roof of the whole thing. And that is basically all she wrote, I believe. Feels like I'm missing something. I'm not sure what it is I'm missing. So I'm puzzled. I had a bed. I have the bed right here. And that's for the villager to reset himself. Let's throw it in the back corner. Down there. Oh, and I had the flowers. That's what I came out for as well. Nice perk to having the flowers in the front is that you don't end up having to worry about jumping in to see something in the garden and having it suddenly become unplowed land. Unhoed, I guess? Whatever you want to call it. Not farmland. There we go. Yep, that's definitely bright. Definitely bright. Alright, let's see if we can... And I did not bring... Surprise, surprise. I did not bring enough slabs. I always forget that. You would think I would not be a brown thumb, considering that my mother's side still has a family farm where they do a lot of everything. And my cousin's wife, as well as my aunt, do a ton of garden stuff. in it. Like they have a very large garden patch in there for their own use. And you would think that I'd be better at it, but because Aunt Bev could do it all, I didn't bother. Never really learned. I mean, you know, you do the stuff that you learn with your parents, but it's not a whole lot of, frankly, useful information when you're learning from your parents. Part of the time is because a working mom doesn't usually have time to explain it all, and if you keep screwing it up, they kind of go, I don't know, it just works, don't ask me. I really find it kind of funny. But also by having the family farm, I used to get that's the way my mom always did it and it always worked. I don't know, ask her, knowing full well that she's not alone, that her mother's no longer around to be asked. Yeah, it's pretty cool, actually. Fantastic Sherlock Fox has seen the garden that my aunt and her, my sister-in-law, cousin's wife, I guess? Whatever. But that those two ladies put together. It was quite the place. Well, it's actually kind of funny. I was looking at apps on the internet the other day for houseplants, because I'm definitely not a good gardener with that either. And found a few where I think there's one called like Picture This, where you can take a photo of your plant, and not only will it tell you what the plant is if you didn't know, it will also tell you how to take care of your plant. You can even take a photo of it if it's say janky and all like shriveled or something, or there's something wrong with it. If the app thinks that it can be resurrected or revived, it'll tell you just how to do that. And I think that's kind of a neat concept. I don't necessarily think that we should be relying on technology like that all the time, but it is nice to say that there are ways that if people want to have a houseplant and want to put in the effort of keeping it alive, that it's really nice that there are ways of doing that without necessarily having to spend an arm and a leg for one thing, or feel like a fool having to ask a human, which is kind of nice, but, you know, I'd rather not be embarrassed. And then it's, yeah, a little wild. But it's just nice that there's cheap and or free apps to do that sort of thing with. It is, yeah. I think the one I heard most was called Picture This, but there's another one like Plant something or other. Definitely do take a look in your favorite app store if you're into mobile apps and see what you could find, because they're usually not very expensive. I know that Google now has the opportunity for people to be able to upload a photo and it'll help you identify the plant, but that doesn't necessarily help you with care tips and reminders and so forth. Like this one will give you reminders for you really should be watering this plant, or at least check its soil moisture level at this point. Though I realized that the smarter thing for me to grow, which has actually been somewhat successful, is for me to grow succulents, because they're really hard to kill. And so that works out well for my inability to keep something alive half the time. Okay, so this will be replaced with a bee thing once I get bees at some point. Do I get more than one? Yay! Got 5 out of that. That's interesting. Not something I expected. Could you stop with the watermelons? Don't see... Oh. Nope, that was dumb. Oh well. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think that is probably all I'm going to get out of this. So now I have to figure out how to get 2 villagers in here. Yay! I'm probably going to have to do it via the Rails method. I think I would rather do it with carpet underneath here, but I don't think I'm going to have that much luck. I've tried baiting things out before, but if he doesn't have if he's got a job, then he won't want to go anywhere. Actually, then again, I'm just going to check and see. I've got one lonely farmer who I can always replace in here. But I want to see what his oops, what his trade was. Because if his trade happened to be carrots, well then we might be off to the races. Dude, where'd you go? Are you hanging out? Come on. Says he's in here. Not. Oh. Interesting. I didn't think you were in here, bud. So what is your trade? Carrots! Hey! You rock! This might work out well. Okay. So, bud, I have to get you out of here. Yeah, that'll work. And this one, too. I have to get you to move. Haha, come on. Now the trick with these is first off, oh, that's not going to work too well. They don't like this part of the road. Where did I put? Where did I lose? There's the pressure plate. Keep forgetting that they don't like going out that door. And they also don't like the carpet. Alright, buddy. Where'd you go? You look like you're mourning your box. I've got them over here! Dude. That was easier than I expected. All right. So now I need to do the classic version. Come on, buddy. Can I get you? I have to go break all the beds in there, which is going to be a big pain. So I don't know which one this guy was sleeping in. All right. Where's my fences? That one. Okay, so we have ourselves a farmer who's trapped. That'll work well. We have to go get rid of his bed, and then we need one other random villager. Which I will not use the phone posters for, because that's all kinds of challenge of figuring out who's a farmer and who's not. So, Leroy, what kind of gardening do you do? And what's your favorite sort of farm layout? Garden layout? Meaning, do you do pots? Do you do in-ground? Do you do all those same sorts of questions? And what's your favorite thing to grow? Or anyone else who wants to answer that question too. And for those of you that don't garden, what's your favorite garden-grown thing to eat if somebody else has grown it? Raised beds? Are they fairly high raised beds, like completely off the ground, or are they just in-ground beds? In-ground, sorry, on-ground beds, just higher than mine. actually. Should probably take a quick look at that guy and see if he went to bed. Not that. Nope, he did not. He's trying to come back to his original bed, so something about the beds I've got, I didn't catch the right one. Nope, there's no beds here. Might be some in here. Those two are occupied. High metal beds. I like all crops, but the more I do it, the more flowers I plant and less veggies because it's easier. True. One of the things I'm looking at doing in a future year is scarlet runner beans, because I love the way... I did some last year, and I love the way the... Oh, did I get them? Yep, got them. I love the way that the little red flowers look. Perfect. So I got him to go to that bed, which means I can just put this one back. It's random. And this one over there. Now, in theory, if I can actually get them to have somebody escape, then we're good. I really have next to no use for the mason or the, what do you call them? Shepherd? So that might be my target people. I just steal their beds and their workstations. Hello. Wink. Who do I want? What are you? Mason? Yeah, I haven't even traded with you at all. Okay, so I'll keep the shepherd because I've traded with him. You know so much about Bedrock version villagers and so little about Java. It's a good lesson. Well, weirdly enough, I basically try to treat them exactly the same until they're suddenly not. Does that make sense? So if something fails, then I assume, oh, there must be a Java reason for this. There must be a Bedrock reason for this, that I'm treating them different. Buddy, I'm sorry, but I need you. Dude, come on over here. No, not that. Don't you fly into that, silly pants. Come on. Okay, let's do it the other way then. Where'd you go? Dude, come with me. Seriously, come with me. So I tend to treat everybody the same, as in the villagers will act the same for me until they won't, because some of the mechanics are similar. Similar enough for the purposes I need anyways. And that's actually one of the things is I've played on both Bedrock and Java, but never made much particular progress in either one of them, such that it would actually matter. Come on, bud. This way. This way. It just occurred to me, I have no idea where I'm going with this guy. Hello? Fine. All right. And we're gonna have... Oh, so let's just drop that. No, sir. Whoops. Uh-oh. There we go. Are you coming? I know I've only got one. I shouldn't be doing this with only one because I could lose you too easily. Oh. Can I? Please and thank you. Alright. Frank. Okay, perfect. this one. I know. Whoa, 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 whoa. You don't get to go up there. Forgot that spot was there. Go down. Thank you. All right, sure. He made my day even easier. I'm not going to argue with that. Okay, so it's not exactly easy to see. Did I bring glass? I did bring glass. I meant to use glass instead of fences. That would have been smart from the get-go. Oh, whoops. Ooh. That's not what I want. Let's do it from the inside then. There we go. Come on. And now that I've got him trapped, then the idea being that the farmer will farm the carrots and then pass the carrots off to the poor starving guy. Who will in turn not be able to catch them because we've got something in the way. And they will drop down into either the hopper right under here, the hopper minecart under this, or the hopper underneath just gentleman's feet, and then end up in our chest. That's the idea. Now, just because I had gotten it to work in the past does not mean it's always going to work. So we'll just have to see whether or not that will continue to be the case. And the further idea being that once we manage to get the bees, then we'll get the carrots growing a heck of a lot faster than they do now. The other part is I don't expect much out of the villager fairly soon because he's probably got other stuff in his inventory and it's going to mess with the farm. So we'll end up seeing all kinds of random stuff coming out of here. And I'll need to try and clean that out. It's a bit of a pain, but that's what you get when you don't use a brand new villager from scratch. I guess I could go rescue the bee that's in the nether. Over by CJ's portal. We saw it this morning. Now I have to figure out where I had put the... Oh, yes, this is going to be a gate anyways. That's okay. I'm not leaving. Nope, because I said so. I think that should be enough. So we'll get the rest of the gates, fences, sorry. What are you planting? Good. So some of those fences will despawn inside, but that's okay. Despawn? Yeah. Yeah. So the idea then, of course, as we said, is if all goes well, that guy will keep on keeping on and plant the whole place in carrots if he gets organized. But apparently he's not organized. And when it hits nighttime, he'll stop working and he'll go to bed. Aha! He's noticed the other gentleman. And we are getting carrots already. Yay! Oh, I did have gates the whole time. They're the wrong gates, that's why. Okay. Alright, enjoy your lurk. And this is, yeah, Tuesday, okay. 2 gates. One ought to do it. I think. She says as she gets very confused. Gates. I think that should be everything. Where did the beds? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Tappable meat for the win. All right. So I've got gates to work with. And where did... Oh, that's where those other gates came from. Okay, I can't do that because if I go too far, then the villagers shall escape from here, and we end up with all kinds of problems. Oh, gates, please come back. These ones. There we go. I didn't have gates for my project, I had gates from something else. There we go. Five carrots. 2 gates. And I needed these. And this will ensure that our other farmer cannot get all the way to the composter. All right. It looks like I shouldn't need a bed. Some people say you do, some people say you don't. I figure it's no real harm because they're going to stop working at night anyways, whether you give them a place to sleep or not. So at least this one, it gives me a lore reason in my head that it's okay. Buddy, are you staring at the wall for any particular reason? Oh, phooey. Oh no, no, we'll be fine. I thought I just had a completely unprotected square inside and we could end up with mobs, but no, we won't because that's from the trapdoor out front of the hopper minecart. Okay, do I have the junk stuff? Let's see what I want. Stairs. Oh yeah, that'll look half decent. Oh. Up we go. And then this one. That looks kind of janky, but I'm not too bothered by that. Hi, dude. There, now nobody can eat your face. Well, that's not quite true, actually. There. Now nobody can eat your face. Otherwise I could get through the corners. Actually, that's exactly what I needed. Now that I think about it. One more. One more. Pears. There. I could probably have done glass in the front, but I don't particularly care. This is fine. Now we can see them in the fishbowl. I picked carrots. Okay, where are we going with this? Dude? You can't compost them, so ha. What are you gonna do when your buddy gets hungry, huh? Alright. So that should be that. Okay, don't need these or those. Birch slabs. Turns out I didn't need to end up doing as much rail work as I thought I would, which is nice. Shears, bucket, glass, more glass. Definitely don't need beds. These can go back in the box they came from. We're not here all about cleaning up everything. It's more, pardon me, it's more that, excuse me a second.
Two, four, six, eight. Everybody hydrate.
There we go. More than I'm trying to get rid of the things I definitely don't need in order to go after the, see if I can get the bee. The bee. Don't know where I'm going to put him, though. That's a bit of a problem. Guess I should build a bee box. What's involved in a bee box? Does anybody know off the top of their head? I can look it up. It's not a problem. Random junk. Guess I should get the bee box. I'm going to need a couple of bees for sure. It has to be cleaned up and put away, so let's throw that up there. Where did I see? I saw bees recently, didn't I? I'm trying to remember where I saw them. Let's go for a quick fly around. I was first trying to figure out what was involved in making a bee box. Like just the beehives that don't have bees by default. Then I realized I'm going to have to find bees anyways. And if I'm going to be finding bees anyways, I should probably take a campfire and stop leaving the front door open. That's probably why I don't have a whole lot of villagers. 3 combs and 6 planks. Okay, so finding a natural bee block is smarter. Fire. Need myself a fire. Okay. So I'm trying to remember where I saw, not too far, there was something with a beehive in it. And now I can't remember where I saw it. Thought it was near this village, but it may not be. Haha. May not be. Ha ha ha. You know what? Forget that. Just thinking, there probably is somebody who's very smart with a business in that direction. And if they're smart, with a business in that direction, which they probably are, then somebody at spawn is probably going to have bees. If not, it's at least worth an experience to go and see. Because, you know, as much as I like doing everything for myself, when I don't have to, then why bother? So we're going to head off to the shopping district again at Scrublord's very smart and wise suggestion. Yes, that's the word. I will have plenty of bone meal. All the spots around here that I have bone meal makers, like the whole setup for that, is purely for convenience. I mean, if I was smart and moved that over here, then I would probably just feed the pumpkins excess stuff into the existing bone meal setup. It would be smart. Maybe I'll get around to it. Wow. Goldfish brain. Bee-related stuff, right? That's what we wanted? Okay. And I'm just going to check the ender chest over here, just to make sure I put the precious box back. Yeah, okay, good. Otherwise I wouldn't have any diamonds. And that's a problem when you try to go to the district. Shopping district. Squirrel! So I am very solidly toying with the idea of jumping on the bandwagon of a new world when 120 comes out. Not that I don't like this one, but I need a little bit of inspiration to be super excited about this one again. And the little puttering things, I love that part. I find it really, really... Buddy. I was just going to kill you, and then I realized that's not smart at the moment. Standing in the nether. But, I was gonna say, oh. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna jump on that bandwagon and start a new world, not because I don't like this one. I definitely will be coming back. But it's just that it's nice every once in a while to work on a world where everything you get has to be acquired. Like, it's great to have really, really helpful people. Like we're headed to the shopping district now, but it's also nice to have a situation where you don't have that option. You know, you don't feel necessarily like, well, you know, it's easy to get diamonds, which is really unexciting visual content, to be honest with you. But it's easy enough to get diamonds, so I could buy just about whatever I want, or if it's not that, there's a community farm for it already. So it's not necessarily super motivating to say, oh, well, I wanted to do X, now I need such and such. Well, I want to do this other thing, well, now I need whatever. Or, you know, I'd love to do a design like that, but there's no way on earth in that other world I will ever be going into, well, I shouldn't say never. Never say never, right? But it's unlikely I'll be going into one of those. Oh, are you... Sure I can. Sure I can, no problem. Nether say nether again? Yeah. Oh, bedtime. Bedtime. Right in here. Okay. Spawn shack it is. I left my bed behind. That's not smart. Pardon me. I'm sorry. The worst bit, I should say the worst bit, one of the most annoying long-term effects of having a cold is when you start getting past the majority of the nastiness, you're still stuck with the leftovers of the cold where you just burp a lot. And it's just because you've been swallowing all kinds of saliva and stuff that's got bubbles in it. Okay, so we were looking for... Explodiated. Nope, that's not it. I love the sign though. I got exploded. I know a lot of us have far better grammar, but it's kind of fun to use our poor grammar when we do these sorts of games. Okay, flower shop. Iron related. Poodle's plunders. Never say never again. Isn't that another one of those James Bond flicks? Brown mushroom blocks, cobbled deep slate. Wow. Poodle has plundered the works. That's pretty awesome. All right. Items can blaze rods. Ah, yes. Fantastic Shock Fox, do you need a spare pair? Because I did pick up some. What do we got here? Terracotta. Specialty. Yeah, so I'm good. Needs a big banner because you are here. At least we can do maps on Java. I mean, you definitely can't on Bedrock. Shouldn't say can't. Shouldn't. That's better? Okay, so nothing that screams B. Hello, Yellow! Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate that. Took me a second to figure out what was that noise, and it's because I haven't actually had many people use that. I love this. Free moss. Seriously, take all the moss. Like, wow. Flower power. Set up a chest and shield your bear. So we got everything but what we're looking for. That's okay. Welcome back, Yellow. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, that alert's a little on the loud side. I need to turn that one down, and I keep forgetting. It's on the to-do list somewhere. Don't know what's the top, don't know what's the bottom. The to-do list is more like a to-don't list. Okay, so...
Hello?
You've got everything. Okay, well, I did not see Zibbies. But I'm going to go at the back side here. Just see if there's anything nickable. I heard it. I heard it. Okay. So, maybe we can rent it. Maybe we just borrow it. Borrow it and bring it back? Yeah? Maybe? I'm glad I'm up and streaming too, actually. I missed it so badly. You know, I'd feel really, really bad about taking this one. Though that one. That one's probably keeping the farm going over here. Oh. Grown. I'm gonna nick this one because it doesn't seem to be attached to much. With my kind of luck, there's probably nobody inside it. I just saw a bee, though. Where'd you come from? Oh! Aha. Okay. Also, it occurred to me, and I really don't mind taking one now, is that if it's... might be better to hang out till nighttime. Take these, then they'll go to bed, right? You know? Because one goes in, one comes out. Alright, so that said, in the meantime, first I'm going to offer everybody Hill Champ. I'm going for distraction. Oh, we've got 3 in so far. Ads! So many ads! Welcome in, Mr. Owl. Hey, Bee, where are you? Keep watching. Where'd you go? Aha, hello bee. Way up and over, okay? You're not that bee? Which bee are you? Who won the Champion of the Hill? Fantastic Sherlock Fox with the flip-flop. Huh. Isn't there a phrase that stuff tastes so good you'd eat it on a flip-flop? Alright. So what I'm looking for here is one lonely set of bees so that I can actually speed up my carrot farm. Now standing around here is probably less than optimal. Ballets. Oh! Where am I going? Oops. Let's see if we can flip the geek out and get something remotely interesting. 4 characters who have appeared on Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Don't. Alright, 353. That makes no sense, but I actually have a small clock of the faux game time, the faux time of the day in game here, and it's, say it's just after 4, and so when I go to sleep at night in game, it's about 6:30, just a little bit after that. The weaponless soul! Oh my, that's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. Okay, 4 characters who have appeared on Scooby-Doo. Why don't we just start with Scooby and Scrappy? And I can never remember the other ones. Now, Don Knotts, are we referring to the actor, comedian, or are we referring to some sort of character I'm not familiar with? Now, the reason I'm waiting till nighttime rather than just seeing if any of these have anything in them is because I have zero idea how to read the data to know about that, and I don't have any add-ons right now that read inside those. What I might end up doing is stealing more than one beehive. Ah, cool. Alton Brown appeared on Scooby-Doo? That's disturbing. That's disturbing. Okay, back to bed, you. Come on. I can imagine. That'd be really frightening, actually. Aha! I know I have at least one bee in here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to steal all 3 of them. And then I will bring back 2 of them. That's probably the easiest move. Now to run. Just to make sure that I get sleeping then before we blow any of this beautiful stuff up. Alright. Alton Brown is really a weird kind of guy. I'm kind of glad that he's just a TV personality, as in first a cook and then a host, but not actually an actor, because that would be kind of scary. I can't imagine him doing anybody. He's one of those actors who only ever plays themselves, you know? All right. Okay, so we're in the hub. Okay, good. What am I thinking here? We're in the hub, and a Fantastic Sherlock Fox wanted the directions to the Ender, to the portal. In all honesty, the easiest is head over here to Lava King. And then from either Lava King or ITT Tom, either one of these two. If you go to either one of those two, then you're going to see a portal covered by Endstone, and then that with a couple of heads and stuff like that. It's within walking distance of either of these two portals in the Nether, and so then Fantastic Sherlock Fox can actually find his way to the end. No problem. With so many people having double locations, so this like a holiday or not a holiday district, sorry, an industrial district and their main base. Like for example, CJ Farms, you know, that sort of thing. It can be a little confusing, but having these two side by side actually does help. All right. Speaking of which, you can also walk. That's also an easy way of doing things. It's just walking. There we are. You still here? Seriously? I didn't ask for Dorman. Alright. So I'm gonna go put my plunder where it belongs and see if we can actually get some bees to help that farm along. It's actually quite tempting to consider when I get other natural beehives that I haven't just nicked from somewhere else to put them in the wheat farms to speed that up as well. Then I have to expand the glass and so on, and that's not great. Just more of a pain. Let's see. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Start with that one. See if there's anybody who's in it. Maybe, maybe not. Still here? That's good, I think. How are we doing for... Oops. Our carrots? 1. Well, maybe it won't work, but hey, it was worth a shot. You know, I can always go in and steal them all if I need to. I suspect this villager isn't full yet on his own. My question becomes, if I have... Oops. My question becomes, if I have these two other ones, how do I know which one's full or has somebody in it and which one doesn't? Right? Oh, well, that answers that one. Why are you pollinating the grass? That makes no sense. All right. 1 carrot. So if I was to run around and bone meal things just to see what would happen, I'm going to see if that guy will actually pick anything up. 3, 4, 5, 6. Probably need another stack. That's plenty. And then some. I don't want to go rescuing bees. Stay away from the portal. Smart. Oh. Well. Thought that these placements are kind of permanent. Okay, well, let's just do the other experiment first. Oh, sorry, I really shouldn't be quiet there. I apologize. Tang Java people in your shortness? Oh, yeah. Then there's people like me who just make dumb mistakes with the shortness. Like, this is great. This is great. Problem is, now that I can't take that down without moving the composter. So, yeah, that was real smart on my part, was to place it before I knew whether or not it was one with bees in it. Okay. Dude, can you, like... Are you gonna stop talking to him? I will push all I want. You go do your thing. Go back to work. Go back to work. Okay. Where are you? Oh, you were traded with. Ah! That makes my day a little easier. Not by much, though. Chunk of dirt, just in case. Yeah, I know. Let's see if I can not make that mistake twice, because this one is going over there, surrounded by bone meal, so I know which one's which. There. Alright, so then if I take this one down and put the other one that we had at least one bee in up, and I put the composter down, oops, I now need, everybody's gone to bed, excellent. I'm going to do the same, and then get out the hoe to fix that mistake I made. Possibly. It is highly possible, or highly probable. The other thing is he's probably one of those greedy villagers that does not like being told he actually has to work. Okay, so the... Well, being as it looks like these trapdoors have made it so that the other guys will not come out. Hello? Then I guess I have to take it down, which means dude has access to the composter. Not ideal by any stretch of the imagination, but maybe it's survivable. Well, we may have the bee part solved. One down. Why are you That'll have to do. Dude. Do your thing. My assumption is he's going to compost as much as he can. Why not? The bees like to come out the front, so we'll let them. Come on. I think 4 is the max you can have inside these, right? Yes, that way it is then. away. Top of the hour? Yep. Nope, that's fine. So we have got ourselves a... Oh, let's put this one over here. And I could have left it. Man, oh man. This one, this one, this one. Be there, done that. Okay. So we have ourselves a carrot farm. It's not super productive. It does its thing. But we have 46 carrots out of it, which is better than we started with. He's actually seeming to do something. Sort of. When he's not busy composting. Which I think what I might do is get that beehive in there turned so that the front is close to the villager, or is pointing in the villager direction, and then that might increase the slight amount of call that this guy, the farmer, actually gets from the villager rather than from the hive from the composter itself to try and compost things. But yeah, 46 is better than a kick in the pants, and I can at least return 2 out of the 3 hives once I get enough bees bred up. So that's good. I don't feel like I stole them. And yeah, I'm going to try and hang out a little bit just so that I don't end up having bees ending up inside the portal again, because that was a bit of a pain to go bee rescuing. Bee says, "Fool you!" Yeah, totally. Totally. So now we have 3 bees in here, and I think we're going to need to get a 4th one. And I think that's all one hive can handle. I can put more bees in there, but it won't help a whole lot if I don't have more hives. So, yeah. It's all good. All right, then. So, we made some progress today. We actually did something useful. Yeah, we did something useful rather than just puttering for now. So, it was improvement, I guess. And, got a carrot farm so that we can start working on getting more villagers for whatever purpose. We're going to make ourselves a larger village, and people can start getting villagers named after them. No problem, Scrublord. So I'm just going to quickly flip over and take a look and see who's live today. This is Tuesday, right? Tuesday. Let's see what we're going to do. It is Tuesday. I think we're going to go over to Huge Stormy Owl. She appears to be starting with some racers, which is a lot of fun, but then she'll probably kick into some Minecraft after that. So let's head out and start the Stormy Raid. Let's get the cheaty buttons, because it makes life easy. Maybe. Apparently not today. Oh, there we go. Nope. Flash Raid. Huge Stormy Owl. Alright then.
Mischief managed.
Mischief managed, indeed. So thank you very much to Yellow for the resub, as well as thank you very much to Benson for her resub as well, and to Leroy, Scrublord, let's see, Scrublord again, wow, and yeah, that's for the point spenders, and to Fantastic Sherlock Fox and Benson for being our awesome moderators. Thank you everybody who showed up to chit-chat with me, including Fantastic Sherlock Fox, Benson, Leroy Tankins, Yellow, Poodle Pirate, Scrublord, and the amazing Owl Poppins. I will be back. Today went well enough that I think I'll be back close to normal schedule starting tomorrow. So we'll be noon Eastern and or, depending on your time zone, 7 p.m. Pacific? Nope. Blech. Wow, that went way too much. Noon Eastern, and then again at 7 p.m. Eastern. Yes, that makes far more sense. Okay, so in the meantime, have yourselves a great time. I will see you over on the stormy side. Bye-bye for now.